Hey everyone, welcome back. We got another Age of Empires replay here. This matchup is going to be me as the English versus a Rus opponent by the name of Divine Calculator. The map we're playing on is Lipany, and this map is very wide open. Not a lot of choke points. It's easy to move around. It's easy to flank, to have cavalry do run-bys of your villagers, and you're really going to need walls and defenses. Something to keep in mind when you're going up against a Rus opponent is you want to attack wolves on the map and then lead them back to your base so that your town center will kill them. The reason you do this is because the Rus opponent is going to be trying to do the same. Whenever they kill a animal on the map, they get a small gold reward, and if they kill enough animals, they can build up their bounty, which improves their villager gathering rate. So I'm sending my scouts across the map to kill deer, find wolves, lead the wolves back to my base. And of course, because I'm the English, I'm also scouting around for these boars. Really want to do my strategy where I put a forward outpost with a mill, 5 villagers head out, they hunt the boar, we collect the food from it. It's a doubly good strategy versus a Rus opponent. They definitely want to go after these boar kills because it'll really increase their bounty by a great deal. So I'm feeling good about my strategy here. Like I said before, really gonna have to be on the lookout for run-bys, cavalry, harassment. Best thing I can do is put up walls, put up keeps, put up outposts, and try to section off the map so that I don't lose lots of villagers to harassment. So here I go with my forward operation. I'm gonna rally my my longbowmen there. And I want to scout out my opponent's base now that they've hit the feudal age. So hopefully I can position my scouts. Oh, looks like there was a sheep over there. Could have grabbed that. Also, another thing to note about this map is there's a lot of these stealth forests. So you need to watch out for hidden troops, and you need to make great use of scouts. I tuck some villagers into this outpost to take shots at his scout, and then I hunt him down with this last longbowman. Now, just checking out the outskirts of his base, I'm seeing Wooden Fortress, which gives a lumber bonus to his villagers. Seeing him collect lots of sheep over here. Not seeing a mill near the berry bush, or sorry, a hunting cabin near the berry bush. I'm starting to get the sneaking suspicion my opponent is going professional scouts. With the professional scouts upgrade, you can collect the carcasses that are on the map and bring them back to your base where your villagers can safely collect them. With the recent patch update, the scouts will move a lot slower, so I can at least try to put a stop to it. I'm going to need spearmen and longbowmen to probably put a stop to it. Horsemen are also a decent choice since they have good speed. I'm seeing a stable and an archery range from my opponent, so I'm going to guess archers and horsemen from my opponent. I see that he's got a small gold operation going on here, so I send some longbowmen forward to try to put an end to it. This isn't all that impactful against my opponent because they can get gold other ways, killing animals, and their hunting cabins actually generate gold every so often. Okay, there go the scouts. There's some archers to back up the scouts. I assume it's just these two archers that he's sending forward. So I send some troops to try and counter it. Want to catch those scouts as they return home. There they are, grabbing them. There's the two archers that I think I'm going to finally take down and then get the scouts. But then he brings reinforcements in. 3 horsemen and another archer. I can't put up much of a fight against this, and the horsemen are just going to chase all my units down. So I decided to just turn and fight, focus down one of the horsemen. Unfortunately, I lose the scout there. Probably should have kept him alive. And my opponent throws down another wooden fortress. So that's all the scouting I was really able to get. I have some units attacking this fortified gate, but remember, it's the Rus. Their palisades are stronger. They have way more hit points. They're just harder to take down. So this may be a wasted effort. Though I am denying the gold mining, so that's at least good. I'm also parking units on other deer carcass locations. I'd like to get more spearmen over here, and I'd also like to use the palings ability of my longbowmen. It would have been great wherever I send my longbowmen, particularly on these deer carcasses, to throw down the palings, because what's going to show up? Either scouts or horsemen? And there I realize it, but a little too late. 4 horsemen, 5 archers. I'm backing up to my outposts, because if I toss my villagers in, I can probably defend this area pretty well. Especially because, again, I'm getting that network of castles enhancement. All of my units are going to attack faster. These early man-at-arms are great versus these archers. They have very high ranged armor. He sends the horsemen to my base, but I've got decently tanky units here. We can probably take out a few of these horsemen if we're smart, and just one spearman can pretty much scare them all away. I'm trying to get my food going. Looks like I'm working on these berry bushes. I'm chopping as much as I can. I've got a decent amount on gold as well. I'm almost to the 3rd age. I just need to use this market to balance out my food and gold, and then I can place my next landmark. Yep, there's the conversion. And I'm probably going to use my, choppers to put down the king's palace. So now I'll have 2 town centers. Still just chasing around these horsemen, but I'm going to lose them in this stealth forest. But kind of conveniently, my forces ended up near this second boar camp. It's good that I've got these forces here. It's bad he's got his forces here because he's going to scout out what's going on here. He's going to see that I'm doing the exact same thing over here. I'm putting an outpost down, and I'm going to hunt this boar. Oh, looks like a wolf starts chasing him. Here come some archers. They're even more archers. They're very strong versus my spearmen. The moment I lose all my spearmen, the horsemen will come because they're very good versus all these archers. I'm not really sure if I should be defending this. I should probably send this force down here to defend, or at least park them over here to defend against losing these deer carcasses to his scouts. Really need to decide what I want to defend here rather than just sort of split and have these troops doing nothing. I did get the market. I don't have any blacksmiths down, so my upgrades are not coming along at all. Though I do have 2, it looks like I started 2 villagers on stone. That's very important when you're the English. You really want to get your stone going early so that you can get a keep out as quickly as possible. Okay, good. I got 1 spearman just kind of checking out, watching these deer carcasses. And I'm rallying spearmen over here. Maybe I should rally them into this outpost. And there come the scouts. Yeah, I should really have sent my units here. Defending this was no longer important. I should have sent these troops either here to stop these scouts from grabbing the carcasses or down here to defend my villagers who are taking the boar. This area is no longer that important to me. I've basically just got these 3 villagers. The boar carcass is already processed. It's already gone. So at this point, I really should have moved my troops earlier. Looks like I'm sending my villagers back to get some more gold, and now I'm seeing my opponent put down a wooden fortress here. This looks pretty undefendable. I don't think I can hold this. That is a lot of archers. Gonna lose my villagers. Really should retreat them into the tower, but I don't think I had much of a chance here. He's gonna send in his troops that have high ranged armor to burn down the keep. I try to mix things up with a small harassing force over here. Fortunately, the longbowmen can shoot at the villagers over here, so looks like take out a villager there. And one of the early things I went for when I went to the Castle Age was a monastery. So I am grabbing up the relics on the map and trying to get them home. Oh, there's the scouts grabbing these carcasses. I should have converted them. That would have been great to do a conversion. So these folks ended up a little late. We'll see what I end up doing with them. I really need to gather up my forces because he's starting to clean up the map. I'm losing this small outpost that I had set up. I'm losing this small outpost. I don't have too much information about his base, but one nice thing about these sort of forward bases is I get to watch his army burn it all down, so I know exactly what's coming my way. It's going to be a bunch of knights and a bunch of archers. So I need to decide what am I going to do to counter this. I need a mangonel, and I need spearmen, and I need crossbowmen and longbowmen. So really, I need a variety of units, and all of them defending this mangonel. Bringing the scout with me so that I have better vision here, although lose him immediately. So now the mangonel's here. If he sends his knights forward, we're going to spend everything to defend the mangonel. I'm feeling brave here. Send the mangonel forward. But his knights begin to chase it down. So I retreat it backwards. I'm going to try to get to this stealth forest over here eventually. Every time I am able to take a shot with this mangonel or set it up, he has to retreat his archers, which is good because now my longbowmen are taking just free shots against them. I'm going to send a villager forward to repair this. While all this skirmishing was going on, I was able to capture this sacred site. I'm going to put a keep down up here. And, oh nice, good repair on the mangonel. I'm also going to wall off this section of the map so that this is all mine. And I've managed to capture 2 relics in the meantime. So I'm feeling good. My gold production is going to improve a lot. If I can keep this mangonel alive for a while, then his forces will have to stay back and he'll have to come up with a sort of new army composition. So this is nice. It's giving me a good amount of gold. Periodically generates gold. And this is what I want to see, putting down more outposts. I want to have these outposts everywhere. I'm really just tempting him to commit on the mangonel because I can just retreat it, repair with my villager, and send more forces in to defend. Oh, he's got a scout coming through. He's trying to find out what's going on over here. The keep is almost done. Once this keep goes up, this sacred site is going to pretty much be mine until he takes the keep out. His scout checking out my base. He's going to see lots of barracks. He's going to see a siege workshop. Looks like I'm spitting out spring alds to try and defend my mangonel. getting good shots from the mangonel on these archers. Ooh. I'm going to pull it back a little bit, upgrading the outpost. All of these units here are getting the network of castles enhancement, so they're all attacking a little bit faster. You can see I'm starting to really defend this position. This is starting to become a permanent battleground, so it's great that I have an outpost here. Whenever there's a long, drawn-out fight going on, an English player should get up an outpost, because if we're just going to keep fighting there, I want to always have my network of castles enhancement going. He's still sending the same unit composition. It's still knights, but now it's a mix of crossbowmen and archers, and he's got mangonel of his own and a springald. This is going to be a tough one to defend. He's sending the knights back to kill my siege units, but my forces are attacking his knights as they come. And look at this. One more hit on this mangonel would have killed it, but one of my villagers rushes out, starts repairing it. The knights are taken care of. My springald sort of discouraged the mangonel from sticking around. And we held. It looked like we were doomed. It was only a handful of units here, but with fresh reinforcements, the outpost with the springald emplacement, it was a really good defense. I'm harassing here, trying to get through his palisade gate. And I'm sending my forces up this way to see if I can reinforce over here. If I break through this, maybe I can get in and harass a little bit. But unfortunately, he sends reinforcements, and he's still got his mangonel up and running. Really need to wall off more of the map. Yes, I've blocked off this passageway, and this right side of the map here is pretty much completely sealed in. I really need to put walls down over here to defend these farmlands and these lumber camps. So I'm still feeling aggressive. I've got a small force here. It's probably very similar in size to what he's got, but he comes from the side with 3 springalds. Springalds are great. If you have 3 of them, they can one-shot a mangonel. So all of them fire. That's 1 mangonel dead. I retreat up to this sort of high ground position, thinking maybe I can defend up here. Sort of a mixed result. I'm hoping to just do more damage than what my units cost me. So if my mangonel can get a few shots, well, I got 1 shot. Yeah, but these troops aren't going to be around for much longer. Never good to have your army die out in the field with no keep or no tower or outpost nearby, because you've just got units that are trading unfavorably. You really want to have them with the enhancement attacking as quickly as possible. And I got the enhancement upgrade, so now these units actually attack even faster. You can, oh, that trebuchet, unfortunate that it just instantly gets eaten up. But there's an upgrade on the keep that enhances your network of castles enhancement. So now everyone attacks with a plus 50 increase to attack speed. It used to just be 25, but after the upgrade it turns into 50. Also, in case you didn't know, keeps for the English can produce all these different units. It's incredibly convenient for deploying siege units to the battlefield. So I can just spit out trebuchets and have them start to go to work. Trading more with his knights. I'd like to think it's a favorable trade, but I'm likely behind in upgrades. Like I said before, I didn't have any blacksmiths, so I dropped double blacksmiths down and started pumping out as many upgrades as I could. Opponent is wisely harassing me. Like I said, I needed walls, and look at that. I was halfway done building walls to protect this area, and he sent a small force to harass. This is the danger of Lipany. If you have a small opening, your opponent is going to take advantage of it. they're going to just flood in with some cavalry and kill off your villagers. I'm trying to take sacred sites, he's trying to take sacred sites, and we've got some skirmishing going on in the middle. So this is when you really want to split your troops up and try to win different areas. Ooh, that shot, it could be, yeah, it's likely from this wooden fortress. Opponent's putting down a keep. A little nervous about this. If he gets this down, he'll pretty much secure this sacred site until I get rid of the keep. And yeah, he's sending reinforcements in. I'm guessing those are the same troops we just saw up here. I see that and decide, well, maybe I'll go forward with my troops, because I bet if I get these walls up, he's just going to be happy to grab the keep and the sacred site, and he won't press his luck and move on to my base. So I'm going to try and distract him here. Send some troops forward, and it's a very good decision. I find his 4th landmark, the Spasskaya Tower, going down. This would take him to the Imperial Age. I send the knights forward, or the lancers, because, oh yeah, knights, because I want to see if there's any villagers in here that I can kill. I find the Abbey of the Trinity. He's already got 3 relics, so he has 3, I have 2. Not awful for me, but would have liked to have more. Sending my knights around to get more information about his base. The nice part is later on I can review what I saw. Looks like tons of stables, siege workshop, 1, 2 archery ranges, so it's going to be a lot of knights. A lot of knights and a lot of crossbowmen and archers. Get 1 or 2 villagers there, but that's probably not as many as he's gotten here harassing me. I'm pretty comfy here. I'm just taking shots at this wooden fortress or the Spasskaya Tower, whichever one I want to take shots at. And I've got lots of forces. I like my unit composition. I figure these Springalds can deal with any mangonels that he sends at me. So I send my 3 Springalds forward. They can all just destroy the mangonel. And my keep spits out a mangonel for myself. Springalds taking shots at villagers, and I send some man-at-arms to harass his villagers who are working on the Spasskaya Tower. If I can delay this, it's a good thing. I don't want my opponent reaching Imperial Age quickly. Need to retreat these siege units back to the keep. Need to pull them back. I'm gonna probably lose the mangonel. Worried I'm gonna lose the trebuchet, but I've got villagers here. I can use them to repair it. And the keep's taking shots, so I think I've discouraged him. I have enough resources to go to the Imperial Age myself, so I put down my Berkshire Palace, and it looks like I used some troops to assemble a battering ram to finally take down this wooden fortress. Unfortunately, he's also sending knights to attack my villagers. I really need to get these villagers out of here, and I need to rally some troops to put an end to it, because I'm losing lots of villagers. Villager losses aren't awful for me, since I have my 2 town centers. I'm at 81 villagers. I'd like to be at 100, but oh well. Sort of a standoff here. I'll engage here because my spearmen are going to trade really favorably with the knights, and if my units can get on top of the crossbowmen, they'll be able to do good damage. But really need a mangonel here to take care of what's going on. Down south of my base, so I'm dealing with the knights that have been harassing my villagers. I'm down to 78 villagers. I definitely need to pump out more. I've moved on to this gold vein source, and I want to defend it, so I'm also putting down a keep here. This ends up being a really good decision because I can produce bombards from this keep and then start to siege his own keep. So, secured the gold vein. I've got a unit producing building near a sacred site. I'm in a good position to eventually take this back. Squabbling with my opponent over this sacred site, though this one has been in my hands for a long time. The Berkshire Palace, I went with this because I wanted more keeps, and man is this thing good. Look at how fast it shoots and look at the range on it. I've put it at a fairly high up position in the center of the map. Look at it shoot. That's insane. I absolutely adore this Berkshire Palace in the center of the map. It's huge zone control. I can't imagine any units coming through this center area. This keep and the Berkshire Palace are just so strong. Getting out my bombards. Now that we're in the 4th age, there's a few important things that I need to get. I need to get more unit upgrades from my blacksmith, and I definitely need to upgrade my veteran spearman to elite spearman. If he's going to continue to send more and more knights, I need to have stronger and stronger spearmen. So I'm grabbing bombards, I want to upgrade my spearmen, and I want to grab these upgrades as well. Additionally, and this is something that completely slipped my mind during the game, the English do have an upgrade at the mill called enclosures. Each farm enclosure being worked by a villager generates +1 gold every 3.5 seconds. I really should have grabbed this technology because I already have a decent number of farms and I'd love the extra gold income. Dealing with a large force down here. This small gap here, this big stealth forest that pretty much takes up the whole screen. This is going to be a big battleground. You can see the Berkshire Palace. Look at the range on that. Anything that comes my way gets just torn down. Mangonel is attacking the veteran archers, and the bombard is taking out his siege units. Oh, another great shot from the Mangonel. I'm losing a little bit of villagers, but I'm just going to retreat them back and then send them back in. Oh, look at the Berkshire Palace. It's just raining arrows on these units. My opponent basically has to go through this tiny little gap here, or he's going to get a rain of arrows from the Berkshire Palace. And this outpost is all... I should definitely get a spring-Alden emplacement for it. Like I planned, I've spat out a bombard, I used it to take down his keep, and now we're neutralizing the sacred site. I've also sent a small force to the north to capture this sacred site, so now I've got 2 of the 3, and I'm neutralizing the one that my opponent has. More harassment in the form of knights from my opponent. Up to 90 villagers. Would love to get just a few more. Fortunately, I've got even more in production. I've also got 2 stables for making my own knights in case I want to get a stronger counter to all these archers and Strelsies. Kind of a lull in the battle. Looks like I'm getting my unit upgrades. I upgraded the man-at-arms, but I would really like to get the upgrade to elite spearman. He's trying to take the sacred site back. Not happening. I'm starting to wall off more of the map. And now you can see, yeah, my opponent is starting to settle here, but I'm almost completely walled in and safe in this corner. I'm starting to secure this area. The middle of the map is pretty much permanently mine thanks to the Berkshire Palace and this keep. Really, if I can hold this area, I should be safe. Really want to see myself put more towers down here, or maybe another keep. This is when I spot a huge gold mining operation going on at this gold vein. It's just started getting mined, and I want to put a stop to this. Why would my opponent be so far forward mining this gold? Sure, I'm mining the gold here, which is pretty far forward, but it's under the protection of this keep. And I realize, oh, he is just like me. He's trying to get as much gold off the map, and this is pretty much his last option for gold. Yeah, I've finished off this gold, and I'm sending my villagers over to mine this. So it's sort of a mirror. I say to myself, well, I need to secure this gold, and I need to harass this gold, because these gold veins are going to be crucial for each of us supplying our armies with good troops. We're seeing a lot of Imperial Age units coming out, more bombards. I'm bringing out hand cannoneers, trying to get some more upgrades. Ooh, would love to see these blacksmiths working on upgrades. Would love to see me get the enclosures. Would love to see some upgrades from the university. In terms of income, I'm getting more of everything, but most importantly, the gold. If the gold is higher than my opponent, then I'm absolutely winning. Going to work on some of his defensive buildings, but before I realize it, I've lost all my troops here, and I'm going to lose my bombard because of it. Opponent is building his own bombards. I've got good unit production. I've got maybe 6, 7 barracks right now, and I've got 2 stables, handful of archery ranges. I can produce units quickly, and I've got pretty much a wide variety of units being produced. I mean, we've got knights, hand cannoneers, longbowmen, spearmen, man-at-arms. I'm trying to get a balanced army composition because I know it's going to do better than his pure knights and streltsies. As long as my units have a good attack speed upgrade from the network of castles, then I should be able to trade more efficiently. You can see my opponent has made a small switch in terms of army composition. He's moved to horse archers and knights. Really need longbowmen, crossbowmen, spearmen for this. It's okay that I have knights and man-at-arms. Not an awful choice. It's such a battle here. Would love to see an outpost get put down here. That'll further enhance my units. It looks like this outpost is providing some units near the edge with the network of castles enhancement. But would love to see, yes, there it is, an extra outpost put down. Every time I see him go for this gold, I want to discourage it. So I'm just dropping whatever mining camps I can find. I'm keeping villagers nearby for building buildings, repairing siege units. I'm up to 99 villagers, perfect. Don't think I need any more. Looks like I've stopped producing, great. Economic upgrades, looks like I've done pretty well in getting my economic upgrades. From what I saw of my opponent's mining camp, he hasn't even gotten the first upgrade for mining. A lot of back and forth here. And at this point, I'm feeling confident because I've got 2 of the sacred sites. I've got a steady flow of gold. My unit production is very strong. Yes, my opponent has started to secure this area, but his villagers haven't had a good time mining this gold. They haven't even managed to get an 1/8 of it mined out. Looks like he's about to, but I've already got a force that's going to come in and discourage it. Would love to see this bombard taking out these. Would love to see this keep maybe producing another bombard. And considering how many streltsies and archers he has, I'd love to see myself get a Ribaldaquin. It's a 5-barreled gun that it's like an upgraded mangonel. At this point, I'm also considering, well, let's lay siege to his base. Why not? If we can take out the Spasskaya Tower, we'll be in a good position. Look at the Berkshire Palace. Just deletes units. If I can get another bombard up here attacking the Spasskaya, it'll be gone. He's mining the gold vein, but I've managed to get a battering ram up. I've managed to build another bombard. We're looking good. If we take this out, we can secure the sacred site, and more importantly, get his villagers off of gold. My forces are moving forward. He can't seem to get his military units down here to destroy my siege units. And that's another mining camp taken out. In total, looks like he was able to get about 1,700 gold out of the vein. Meanwhile, I'm finishing mine off. And little did I know, there is actually another gold patch back here in this darkness. I should have scouted it out. That would have honestly made me feel even more confident about this game. Had I seen it and known that I had even more gold stockpiled, then it would have felt great. Getting a keep town to defend the sacred site, probably going to send a monk over to secure it. And I really want to finish off this Spasskaya Tower, so that's probably where this bombard's heading next. Now I've got my diverse, well-balanced army that I think is going to put an end to him. All I've seen from him, Streltsies, archers, a few wooden, older age siege weapons. I'm confident that this force can take out what he's got. The Spasskaya Tower's going down. Once that goes down, this bombard can get to work on all these buildings. My income is still looking good. My gold is still higher than my opponent, though I need to send these villagers down to start mining this gold vein. And yes, there's the sacred site being secured. The Spasskaya Tower's down. I don't think my opponent can move forward. I've got clusters of units all over. These three groups are just going to run him down. It was a great match. I really enjoyed playing against this opponent. I gotta say, the English keeps fantastic that I can produce units from it whenever I want. Berkshire Palace in the center of the map is incredibly strong, and I just love fighting underneath these outposts and towers, generating that enhancement for my units. But yeah, hope you can make it for the next Age of Empires replay, and thanks for watching. Catch you next time around.